Welcome back to Feng Shui Living. Today we're asking a really important and maybe uncomfortable question. Is your home holding you back? Welcome to Feng Shui Living, the podcast designed for busy women who want to de-stress, live with intention, and create a home that truly supports their well-being. Each week, I'll bring you practical tips, insightful ideas, and simple strategies to enhance both your home and your life. Let's get started. Well, hello there, and welcome to Feng Shui Living. I am your host, Lisa Morton, and welcome back to my longtime listeners. If you're new, I'm so happy you're here. I offer Feng Shui consultations, holistic interior design, and more over on my website, purelivingwithlisamorton.com. You can also go follow me on social media at Pure Living with Lisa Morton. And wow, I'm excited to be in the studio recording this today because I've been playing veterinary nurse for the last few days. If you know me, you've been following me for a while, you know I love my two dogs. I love them to pieces. They're such fun dogs. We have two English Mastiffs named Cub and Violet. And poor Cub, he had an injury when he was 6 months old, and now he's 6 years old, and it never really healed right. We went to the vet, we did what we thought we were supposed to do, but it just never healed right. So here we are, and things got worse over time, and especially in the last 4 months, we've had a lot of problems. He started hobbling on his foot, couldn't play. So we had to do a surgery. Unfortunately, it's right on the bottom of his foot where he puts all his pressure. It's going to be 6 weeks of a lot of recovery. So we just had that done. I've been playing, again, veterinary nurse, but you know me, I have all my tools. I have aromatherapy going. I have essential oils that I have around his bed. I have crystals under his bed. I'm also playing some really beautiful healing frequencies in the room where he's at in our basement. So really hoping to support him. I'm doing Reiki treatments on him myself. And, and also so many of you, I think I posted on social media yesterday, and a lot of you have reached out and said kind words. So I so appreciate it. But let's get into today's episode. It's all about, is your home holding you back? Now, before you start side-eyeing your walls or blaming the couch, I want you to hear me out. This episode is not about judgment. I'm not here to judge you. We're not here to judge. It's simply about awareness. It's about getting curious. It's about looking with that different set of lens, because your home, it's not just this container. It's not just a box to crash in, right? It's living, breathing reflection of your current energy, of your habits, of your beliefs, of your identity. And if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling that sense of overwhelm, you're unclear, you maybe know your next step, but how in the world do I get there, right? It just keeps pulling you back. Your home might have something to say. It really might have something to say. Now you might be like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. No, really. When we slow down and look at our spaces, it can be rather mind-blowing when we're like, oh my gosh, my home was screaming at me the whole time. One of the core beliefs in all of my work through both design and feng shui is that your home is always in a relationship with you. I actually just had a call with Kim, one of my intuitive home method clients, and we're talking about this. Your home is like a family member. And when you start to connect with that, your experience in your home completely changes. Your home mirrors your inner world. It responds to your energy. And sometimes it can reveal what you're not fully seeing yourself. I've walked into homes where someone's trying to call in a new career, their new dream job, or simply just a new job because they're not happy where they are. And I walk in and they're sitting at the dining table with the laundry pile to one side and some mail stacked on the other side. That's not supporting you. I've also gone into homes where someone's looking in to call they're looking for that perfect partner, right? That partner, that spouse. And you look in the master bedroom and it doesn't represent space for a partner. It doesn't represent pairs. I'm always talking about pairs, a pair of bedstands, a pair of lamps, a pair of chairs in the corner, right? We want to stay away from that solo. But then we also want to make it look nice. I keep seeing these bedrooms with old worn out sheets, old worn out bedding. It doesn't scream luxury at all. Now, I'm not saying you have to invest tons of money into a bedroom. You don't have to buy expensive items. What I'm asking for you to do is refresh with a few things. Simply find a new comforter. Snag a new comforter that's fresh and has a pretty color. And even better yet, if you find it on sale, maybe invest in a couple throw pillows. Go to a yard sale and find a cute chair that you want to refinish, a pair of chairs that you want to refinish and bring in. Okay, remember, I'm not about spending a lot of time, money, effort. The whole goal of this podcast is to give you quick and easy tips because I know you're as busy as I am. All right, so let's dive into some of these subtle blocks to look for. These are signs that could just be where your home is stalling that momentum. Number 1 is clutter that creates a sense of overwhelm. Now, sometimes we all have clutter. Let's just say that. We all have clutter. I have clutter. I have this pile in my kitchen. It's kind of hidden. It's not overwhelming. I know I need to work on it, but I'm talking about that clutter that really brings a sense of overwhelm that can be tied to your goals, right? If your desk is messy and there's clutter everywhere, you're not going to be able to function. You're not going to be productive. If your front door is cluttered with shoes and book bags and who knows what, you're not going to be able to call in those new opportunities, that new job. Also, think about your closet. Is your closet overwhelmed? Do you have clothes all over the floor that either need to be laundered, hung up, removed, gotten rid of, donated? Do you have stacks of things that you don't wear anymore that don't resonate with who you are? So that's number 1. Number 2 is look for furniture that doesn't support flow. We want flow in our space. I just tied up Interior Design Basics class and we talked a lot about scale, the scale of a room. You want the furniture to complement the scale of a room. If it's too big, it feels like there's a lot of blockages. There's a lot of it just feels off. It feels too heavy. On the flip side, if you have a large house, I work with clients moving into larger homes and their furniture is pretty small scale. And that needs to be balanced as well to bring things into alignment. But if you have these furniture pieces that aren't supporting flow, maybe there's a small room and too many squared, sharp points. That's just an example. You can think of this as things getting in the way. We want nice flow throughout the entire space. Remember, think of energy like water. It's going to follow the path of least resistance. It's coming in, it's going to flow. Can it flow? Can it flow easily? We also want to be mindful that it's not flowing too fast. That's where we get into, we want the scale of the furniture to be sizable enough to create flow. Okay, so it's kind of that yin yang, finding that harmony. So number 2 is furniture that doesn't support flow. Number 3 is unfinished projects. I've seen a lot of half-painted walls. I've seen a heck of a lot of samples painted on the wall, maybe 5 different swatches painted on the wall that was painted 6 months ago when they were trying to decide what color. It might be broken light fixtures. It might be the curtain rod that's sitting on the floor beneath the window that you bought 2 months ago and meant to hang. Those unfinished projects, you bet you those will get in your way. And then number 4 is symbolism that doesn't match your future self, where you're going. This could be artwork, books. This could be any type of object that ties you to that version that you've outgrown. Remember, these aren't just aesthetic things. These are really cues. They keep you cycling through that old pattern of you, that old version of you, and until you can intentionally interrupt them. You need to intentionally interrupt them and shake things up and start new. So here's some sort of symbolism. So we're going to get into what to do, but before I do that, I wanted to share with you something that wow, has been so important to me. I'm writing a book, if you don't know. I've shared it a lot, so perhaps you have heard, but I've been working on this book for nearly a year, and I'm so excited. We're getting there. We're to that editing phase. Everything is fully written. I'm so proud of it. And it's been an amazing journey to go through this writing process. It gets into so many different things and so many great tips, and it's going to be a really fun book to read. But I couldn't have done it without the support of my amazing writing coach, Gail, of the Savvy Red Pen. She is this woman who took my story, who took my thoughts, beliefs, knowledge, and I tell people, it's like she held it with care in her own two hands. Because I also, as I was writing this, I learned a lot about myself. I went through some different emotions. I navigated different beliefs. It's been a beautiful process, and she has been nothing short of magnificent during this experience. And so I wanted to share with you, if you've ever considered writing a book, she has a 5-day free challenge coming up. It's kicking off shortly. I will put a link down in the show notes. I did the 5-day challenge with the idea of maybe someday I'll write a book. Might be interesting. I don't know. I don't really know what I write about. I don't even know how to write a book like this. And look at me now. It's crazy. So I will be sure to add a link in the show notes. If you want to dig deeper into your writing or explore writing a book, she's your woman. Okay. Reach out if you have any questions. So let's get into this third section here of what to do. You know, you're to this point where you're like, how do I shift this? And first, I have kind of 3 steps. One is simply awareness. That's huge. Walk through your home with fresh eyes. And I have 3 questions for you. Number 1 is, what here feels like the future version of me? Look around your space. And great time to have a pen and a pad of paper. Number 2 is, what feels like it's from an old chapter? What feels like it's from an old version of you? And then number 3 is, where does energy feel stuck, heavy, or simply off? So ask these questions. This is just getting aware. If you're struggling, don't forget, use your phone, snap some photos, and look at it in that 2D version. You might realize things you didn't even see were there. All right, so second is clearing, right? This might mean decluttering, fixing, repairing, finalizing that color and painting the wall, rearranging, or just, it could even be acknowledging that what needs to be released. That alone is clearing and getting that energy moving in the direction we want, okay? And then third is activation. Remember when I said we want to shake things up and stir it up? This is where we do it, but we do it gently with care. It doesn't have to be a complete overhaul. It can be one small item that you bring in. Maybe you're looking for more conversation, interaction, more fun with friends. That could be an orange candle that you put in your kitchen. You think about every time you walk by, it's that little cue. You're going to start being more social. Maybe it's a ritual. Maybe that is lighting a candle and having taking 10 minutes of meditation in the morning. And you can meditate or you can pray on what you're working towards. This is really cueing to your body that you're working towards, you're stepping forward. Number 3 could be fixing, repairing the light, hanging the curtain rod. It's that action. This could also be a color. Color is important. Color can really help shift the energy in a thing, in a room. You know what it's like if you painted a room. Say you had a white room and you paint it green and you walk in, it feels so different, and it even makes the entire home feel different. This could also just be some sort of change that represents where you're going, where you're headed, your next step. Something that reminds your nervous system that it's safe to grow. It is safe to move forward. Remember that your home isn't meant to trap you. It is meant to hold you, to nurture you, to care for you, and reflect back your own inner power. Remember, if something feels off, that's when you listen and when you trust what arises. Don't forget the journal. Don't forget the pen. Take some time to journal on this if this is hitting a sensitive spot. And remember, I am here for you. Remember, friends, that your home, it wants to see you thrive. It's like that family member, and it is rooting for you. It might not be rooting for you visually right now and you're looking around seeing things, but deep down it is rooting for you and it wants to shift to support you. Until next time, take care, friends. Special thanks to our sponsor, Elevated Living School of Holistic Design and Feng Shui. For more information, head over to the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, and share this episode with a friend. We'll see you next time.